What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Where Is This Going? We got a great episode for you guys. Thank you for joining us again. In the studio, we have Justin Chupp. You know him. He's hilarious. You can follow him on Instagram and Twitter at ChuppDaddy. It was a very fun episode. We had Sammy B behind the controls again. You can follow him at samberlin.gotjokes on Instagram. Yeah, we had a great time. We talked about just him laying on the couch and not taking anything serious. No, I'm kidding. It was a good time. We talked about his comedy competition that just wrapped up, the Golden Ticket Comedy Contest, which reminds me, you can catch me at another comedy contest, the Kingpin of Comedy Contest, on June 19th. This episode comes out on Thursday, late Thursday. Sorry about it. But June 19th at Spectrum Entertainment. The link to that will be in my link tree in the description, as well as the link to my show tomorrow, Friday, June 17th at the DAC. They don't do many shows there. It's at, I believe, 7:30, but tickets to that, the Eventbrite link is in my description as well. And also, this comes out late on Thursday, but you know, every Thursday night at 9:30, you can catch us at Comedy Night at Paris Lounge here in Holland. Justin, if you want to see him perform, will be performing with Ricardo Winston, featuring for Ricardo Winston next Friday, June 24th at Driftwood Comedy Club. You can check that out in the description. He'll also be featuring for a weekend with Adam Sokol at the Independent in Hamtramck, July 15 and 16. Me for July, you can find me July 16 at Presidential Brewing doing the hometown headliners. I'll not be headlining. I'll be featuring for the very hilarious Robert Jenkins. So get your tickets to that. Those will be available in my link tree very shortly if they're not already. Also, at the end of this month, I'll be emceeing for Bobcat Goldthwait at Park Theater here in Holland. Tickets to that, fullhousecomedy.com, but also available in my link tree. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at _100miles. Please come out to this comedy contest on 19th. I know it's Father's Day, but god dang it, I need the support. It's my third time in this contest, and I want to third time's the charm, right? So, anyways, thank you so much. Enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Where Is This Going? A podcast about an artist you may not know yet, but hopefully will soon grow to appreciate at the very least. I am your host, Hunter Miles, and this is our beautiful guest in the studio today. We are joined by the very funny Justin Chupp. You can follow him on Instagram and Twitter at ChuppDaddy. He is joining us once again, the return. Thank you so much for joining us, Justin.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Of course. We are also joined by the new producer extraordinaire, Sir Sam Berlin. Thank you so much for joining us again, Sammy. Sammy B on the ones and twos. What? Oh, yeah.
Dude, you were fine.
But hell yeah. Thank you so much for coming by, Sammy and Justin.
Yeah.
Glad to have you. I was just looking for someone to talk to, man. And you
Oh.
know, you're the most therapeutic person I know. I'm completely kidding.
Yeah, I hope not, dude. I hope you're not being for real because I just know a lot. Isn't that weird? Isn't it weird that
you know a lot about mental illness?
It's when you're ill, you have all of the facts.
Yeah.
Every bit of tools that, like, if a healthy person had all of the tools that I have trained myself to have,
yeah,
they would be fucking superstars right now, dude. They would be immaculately successful.
They'd be thriving.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It's a weird separation, dude.
You got the tools. Someone who can't use them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like I'm just sitting in my house with trying to eat my dinner with a fucking chainsaw.
It's a great analogy. Yeah, I can picture it poorly.
Yeah. It could be like watermelon or something. You could do some what the fuck?
Workshopping it? Yeah, you're gonna workshop it? Punching up? What are you
the stuff that I'm saying?
Yeah.
I should punch it up.
Oh, I thought that's what you were trying to say. I thought that's what you were trying to say.
I should workshop everything.
Yeah, you're like, we'll workshop.
That's how bad I am. I need to workshop my casual conversations.
I thought you
Yeah, that's what kids are for. You workshop like actual interactions on children.
I think my dad must have done that to me a lot because a lot of times I thought he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He might have just been practicing.
Right. Imagine how you come off.
Yeah.
My dad practiced to me my whole life. I never knew
small talk on your child.
Right. I never knew what real talk was like. I get it.
My son tries doing it to me.
Tries to practice small talk.
He practices small talk on me. He's 10 years old, and he goes, I have like almost every day I ever see him, he goes, "So what's going on in Ukraine lately?"
Like, is this a setup to a new bit?
No, dude.
Yeah. Liam, are you working on a Type 5? Keeping it topical. I like it.
What's the deal with Ukraine, Dad?
These gas prices are outrageous.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Can you kill it with the wink?
No, never mind.
It's condescending. So your competition just ended. Not a competition that you were in, but the contest that you produced.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Sure. Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah. What about it? Are you gonna make me do all the work? All right, cool."
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a relief. It's a
that
relief.
it's over.
Yes.
Okay, so it was the Golden Ticket Comedy Contest, sending comedian who won the judge vote in the finals.
Pete Cender.
Yes. Well, I was just.
Oh, sorry.
I was setting up the parameters of the contest.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah. So
You're the host.
Well, you weren't giving me anything, so I thought I had to. So.
Well, I'm just here to help you along the way.
Thanks, bud. Sending the judge vote, who ended up being Pete Cender in the finals, to New York. He won a trip to New York to perform at New York Comedy Club amongst other comedy clubs, or that one specifically for sure.
You know what? I don't know. That's a full house.
Yeah, that's the Don.
That's
part.
the full house half.
Yeah. But yeah, and then the other half of the contest was whoever won the crowd vote would then win the jackpot of the contest, which got up to
2,300.
2,300.
Dalton won last night.
Yeah, so Dalton Clifford took home the crowd vote. But yeah, but it was a long contest.
It was a long contest. A little bit stressful, a little clunky, a little bit messy. It was my first one. I guess I'd still call it a success because it had bigger prize winnings than any other contest I've found in the Midwest. And so, I mean, that's a success, but the ride there has been it's been a little bit of a mess, dude.
Right. Well, you've gotten the hold of, producing a show and you learn the ins and outs that come with that, whether it be the venue or
another party.
Well, did some dates get moved around too?
Sometimes it's another party.
Right.
There's some dates that got moved too. Like there were some days where it was canceled and pushed like the following week and stuff.
Yeah.
So that always adds to it when you have that going.
Yeah, and that's that. I mean, and that's a lot of what it was. Just confusion and just it's one of those things where you're trying to make cookies without a recipe and you're just grabbing shit out of the counter or you know what I mean, and you're just throwing it in, mixing it up.
Yeah.
Okay, next time, you shouldn't have motor oil in your cookie recipe.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and it seems clear from the beginning.
Don't know why that was in my cupboards, but
it seems fairly obvious.
Chupp does drink motor oil
from the outside, but on the inside, it's kind of hard to see that in the beginning.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah. So, I'm planning on doing more productions, but this is the first time I'll say it, I guess, out loud, is that I'm not working with Full House anymore after this. So, I might go do shows like independently, but the productions that I do are gonna be mine, regardless of what venue or anything they end up at. I plan on doing this again and making the competition better. I want it to pay more. I want to aim. There are so many things we could have done that could have made this contest produce more money. So I just have plans to kind of assemble a dream team if I can, and put something together that takes care of itself.
Right.
Kind of like Spicy. You know what I mean? Like I like to maybe try to build something and just step out and let it be. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you've always said that you don't want to stay around. Your plans aren't to stick around here. So.
Correct. Yeah. Right now I have to though.
Yeah.
So.
Kids and shiz.
Yeah.
I get it. I just looked at the. This was a list of topics that I had from probably like 2 months ago. The last time, someone and I were just gonna go and just talk about stuff.
Okay, so you want to do that again? Is
Well,
that what you're saying?
I'm seeing if any of it's still relevant at all.
Well, the Johnny Depp thing's relevant.
Yeah, and that just came back
Anything more relevant because it's like
because it just ended or
'cause it
whatever.
Yeah.
we're not in the thick of it. It's all like
Right. Wow, it's done.
it's over.
It's over. Now
So-
we're basking
Yeah,
in the afterglow.
Honest
I don't know how court works.
Yeah.
question.
Mm.
This is gonna be a hard question.
Okay.
So we all lived through. Do you think that potentially some of what happened was a result of an overcorrection? Do you think that the
You mean
idea
from, like,
that
the
you,
believe all
well,
women?
straight up she was able to work, because I think that's still the safest thing for women to do is just to always believe them.
Mm.
Or no, that's the safest thing for women, for us to
society,
do,
Yeah.
is to always believe them. However, what a weird little space that creates sometimes for people like Johnny. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, and I don't know how to resolve both of those things.
Mm.
I don't know that the way that the very committed way of thinking. I don't know. Where do you find the nuance? I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
And it's tough with a very definitive phrase like believe all women.
Yeah.
And not to say that she was to be disbelieved in the beginning, but also it does seem to be that
yeah.
both were dishonest.
Yeah.
Or at least she
Oh
was
yeah.
dishonest.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's so
And-
many people that are like, I've started to see. Remember, like early 2000s when there would be all these weird like fatty, like
Yeah.
oh my god, I love Brad Pitt.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And just like upset, like
Yeah,
all the
with like the Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, like or
Yeah.
the Brangelina stuff. and-
Yeah.
The picking side.
but
yeah,
Yeah.
but the amount of people that I see on social media, like in the comments, like oh Johnny,
not gonna
he's
see
so
you.
hurt. I'm so sorry. I wish he didn't have to go through this. I just want to
It's like
I just want to
this-
cook dinner for him and
There's
just
fault
give him
on
some-
both sides
yeah,
Right.
I know, yeah.
here. You
No
can't
one-
be
and
like,
no
one
just
needs-
one or the other,
and
you know?
No one needs coddling. That's
No.
the biggest thing.
And what's funny about it to me is like now I'm looking at it and I'm going, wow, as long as you're with someone like really really bad,
Yeah.
then you can still be really bad,
Yeah.
right?
It's like-
You're fine.
It gives you leeway.
You just gotta
to be
find
an
the
awful
person. Yeah,
It's
dude, you gotta just-
obviously a toxic relationship. and
Right.
Really, what the court case is, and where like what the whole thing is about is like who was lying the most in this situation.
Yeah.
Because it was like all
'Cause it's a-
about like a libel case in Britain.
Exactly.
So
About like the op-ed that she had published. I
yeah,
believe.
exactly. So it's like who. It's not like obviously we both know both sides are toxic as shit.
Right.
But that's not what we're here in court for. We're here in court for who lied more.
Yeah, but
Like,
it just
who was doing more like belligerent like destruction of you know,
Right.
or,
of
whatever.
character.
Yeah.
Right.
But it turned into then just like, all right, we're digging up seemingly
Dude, it's
everything
weird.
over the
Shit
past
on
6
my
years.
bed. Like,
Over the past 6 years.
You know what it felt like, dude? It felt
It
like
was who was abused more. That's what it felt like to
just
me.
imagine like some huge family fight that your family got into growing up,
Yeah.
and then everyone looked at each other and said, "We need someone to decide who wins this argument."
yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all it fucking was. Is who wins the argument.
Yeah.
There's a whole court
We're
case on
bringing,
who.
we're bringing this to court.
Yeah.
Yeah. A family disagreement that's gone on for years and years
Yeah.
between your aunt and your grandfather for some reason on the other side. It doesn't make any sense. And now you're like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. Let's bring it to court. You think a judge wants
Yeah.
to rule on that?
It's so shitty. No, yeah.
I
Well, do you
saw-
want to fucking go to jury?
Did you see a picture? Can you pull this up, actually, Sammy B? Did you see a picture of the judge at, like, it was a TikTok, I believe.
Where she was exhausted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just, like, from day 1 to day 2.
Oh,
it was
yeah, yeah.
just, It was hilarious. I don't even know what her name was. You can look it up on, what was her name? Do you know her name? The judge from the trial? Just judge from
I
the
don't
Johnny Depp, Amber Heard trial.
immediately feel sexist.
just because you don't know.
Whenever
her
I
name.
don't remember a woman's name, I'm like, oh no, me too?
Do
Am
you-
I too?
Am I the problem? But do you remember his lawyer's name?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, Camila Vasquez.
There you go. You're right.
Yeah.
Judge Janine.
Judge
Yes.
Janine.
Yes.
Hardcore grandma vibes, dude.
Now, can you do before and after the trial, or like a first day of the trial to last day of the trial?
Oh yeah,
Also, is it called a trial? But there was a jury, so.
Yeah.
let me look
Which,
up.
by the way, that's the other annoying thing about the fact that this is all an argument. That a jury got involved.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Like someone's gonna
8
judge.
people had to not go to work because you guys.
Couldn't settle something.
Yeah.
Because you guys couldn't stop talking shit about each other.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't holding the microphone. But just so if you guys didn't hear me, I just said something really hilarious.
Janine is the name of the judge.
Well, how did we get this so wrong?
I'm sorry. let me Google search better.
Who is the judge?
I'm kind of bummed that it wasn't just Judge Judy. Dude, that would have just
Would've
been
Judge
Beautiful.
Judge Mathis and Judy
yeah.
team up on it.
Oh yeah.
This is such a big case. I think we both could benefit from it. So.
Did you see that dude, like Jerry Springer is doing court cases now. Fucking Family Feud guy.
Do you even have to go to law school? Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Do you
See-
even,
I'm gonna butcher this name. Penny as Carta. Penny as Carta.
okay. I think Penny does sound more believable.
Yeah.
It sounds more accurate.
The judge in the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard defamation trial
Yes.
denied a request. Blah, blah, blah. Judge Penny.
We need that.
Yeah.
We need those images, baby.
All right. So
Just kidding.
let me copy and paste that shit real quick.
This is more of a just kind of do it as you go
Ju-
kind of.
Yeah, just check in with us when you got it.
All right. And then so what picture?
You gotta
want?
love 'em.
Before and
Yeah.
after?
Before and after the trial, just to see the progression. It was similar to like the Obama thing. You know,
Oh
how-
yeah.
How Obama, after 8 years, you're like, man, a decade really ages a person.
Who says the one Paul Rodriguez said now he looks like the guy on the Uncle Ben's box.
We're just sadly accurate. It's accurate, some like to call it. But also Steve Hart. Like, do you even need to go to law school to be a judge now? Or anything
Not
like
on
that?
TV.
Not a TV judge. They don't actually hold any weight.
We should start that.
We should start being TV judges.
Yeah. All of us.
Yeah, all of us should be TV.
Yeah, dude.
I think that'd be pretty cool. Have it just it'd be like a Supreme Court thing.
So
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, actually that is a good idea.
There you go.
this
Dude.
here,
That's her day one.
I don't know if that's like.
Well,
But-
her hair is looking high and tight at least.
High and
that's a
tight.
good pick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dude.
Yeah, it's definitely
Ooh.
not her. So
Yeah,
that
no,
would.
that's not
That's
it.
a-
That's just another
okay,
guy.
That's
sorry.
a poor progression.
I was
yeah.
trying to get excited for the sake of rhythm and like stuff in the podcast, but
I was trying to get excited.
just
but
to make sure that
I had to be.
Looks
frankly,
fed up
it
in
doesn't.
this.
Yeah. Well, I saw a TikTok today, and it was poor of me to try to recreate it. I
this
guess.
is all your fault, Sam.
I was really just trying to do a before.
Don't
and
let
after.
him.
Did,
don't
what'd you
don't
Google?
let
What'd
him
you Google?
talk to you like that.
I looked up her name before and after trial.
Can you try before and after the
No.
Depp trial?
Amber Heard trial.
Sure. Oh, we'll see. I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying.
I'm trying.
Okay, dude. Actually, this is fun. Let's just all stare into the cameras.
No one's looking at us.
That's
Nope.
true.
Not working. We don't care.
Okay.
I mean,
that-
I mean, Google doesn't care for us,
This
really.
is Microsoft.
I
Oh,
guarantee
that's
you
why
now.
you're not on
you're on
Google,
Bing.
dude.
No, I fucking
Here's the problem now.
Microsoft
See,
is
now you
fucking
fucked up
bottom.
so bad that now
Oh
once you
my
find this
gosh.
picture,
Oh, there's
it's not going to be entertaining. Hunter had to.
No,
He
no.
already said.
No,
I already
He
had
said
Google
the
set up
1,000
and
words that
everything.
it's worth already.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
He
about
said
it.
all of the 1,000
all
words.
1,000 words worth of picture. Yeah, all
Yeah.
I was gonna say. You
Now
should-
what's going to happen?
we
We're
already
going to
said
see the
the
picture.
Obama
We're going to
thing.
go.
we're gonna maybe see the picture.
Yeah.
Thank you all for following. Where is this going on? Where is this going? Google search edition.
It's going.
And let me tell you, still didn't find it. It's all right. We're fine.
This is gonna be the highlight when you put it on the Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, this is gonna be the Instagram reels that
Yeah.
puts us over.
Yep. Just looking for.
Sammy.
What?
We don't need this on the screen anymore. I would have switched it over myself if I could have, but my phone's dead.
Dude, what kind of? You got a sand? Don't you have a kid or something?
What, you don't like
You just have a sand background?
Who you are actually changing your backgrounds on things?
No, my iPhone is still just what it was.
Who
but
cares enough?
I'm just
Mine's
trying to
been
make fun of you. I'm
constant
trying to.
since Cars came out.
Exactly.
If you listen to the first
Yeah.
episode today, you would have
That-
understood that joke.
That's a callback. That's a nice one. We got our running jokes now. You know what? Yeah, no, changing. Sounds like someone's showering right above us. I got distracted by my roommates. That's what happens living in a full house. You know what? You
Full
guys
House
hold on
Comedy.
a second. FullHouseComedy.com. I'll be emceeing for Bobcat Goldthwait on June 23rd and 24th, I believe, at Park Theater in Rockford Lanes. You can follow me on Instagram at @the_100miles. Check that out and hit up the website FullHouseComedy.com. But before we get into any more of those, let's take a break so you can hear a word from our sponsors. Sammy B. This episode of Where Is This Going is brought to you by our sponsors at Riptide Tattoos. Riptide Tattoos is located at 102 Walnut Street, Suite B, over in Holland, Michigan. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And with over 25 years of combined experience between the artists at Riptide Tattoo, there's a versatility of styles, and they're always accepting new appointments. So come on in. Schedule your appointment for your custom tattoo. It's a very clean and friendly environment, and you can go ahead and visit their website if you don't have time to stop in at riptidetattoos.com. And, yeah, go ahead and tell them Hunter sent you. Now we'll get back to the episode.
Why aren't the cameras and the production and this whole thing designed to
For you?
Well, just for people to lay down. That's more comfortable.
Well,
It's more comfortable to lay down.
I get it, but this is still a professional somewhat setting, you know?
So should I put my head on that side?
Why? Because it's the pillow? What do you mean? What
No,
what would
this
make that?
is this-
What would make that better?
This whole thing here is very.
Well, because my feet would be in the camera.
Yeah. So how is that better? Is what I'm asking.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Is this gonna show up in the footage?
No,
Scratching his
sadly
belly.
not.
That's really funny.
So Justin, you
So
got
Sam,
shows?
you actually did something like productive for the podcast. If it wasn't, never mind.
Yep.
I
Thanks.
like where you were going.
Yeah. Justin, you guys any shows coming up?
July 16th, 15th, I'll be featuring at Independent Comedy Club,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be featuring for.
I brought it
Son of
up
a
during
bitch,
the
dude.
break.
Dude,
so we
I
wouldn't
have
this.
88. I don't. I did take my Adderall. I don't know why this happened. I don't know why this. Why?
You're peeking, bud. Chill out.
Yeah.
Quit,
Brought you
yelling.
down. You went quiet.
Quit yelling into my
Bring you back
phone.
down
If this is
again.
my peak, I'm fucked. Dude. It is. It's Adam Sokol.
Sokol. Adam Sokol.
Sokol.
Okay.
He's from Russia.
Nice. What day is
Brings
that?
us to our next.
Your
next
Friday,
topic.
Friday and Saturday.
15th and 16th. Yeah, Friday, Saturday.
Get your tickets at theindependencc.com.
So how do you guys feel about Russia?
Sammy, you seem to have an opinion forming.
I don't know. My father's favorite president was Reagan, so by coming out of his balls, I'm pretty anti-Russia.
I'm not sure if I completely understand that, but it was also because you were a little bit far from the mic.
Tear down that wall.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gorbachev.
I think Russia is fine. I just don't. I don't like Russians.
Yeah, no, it's the same.
I like their government, but their
Yeah,
people.
that's
just.
all- that's the one.
I have the opposite thing with China, but yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I just think they don't exist. What are your shoot?
My actual opinions.
Well, yeah, Sydney brings up a great point. No, I don't want to know your actual opinion. I thought
Okay.
you were gonna bring one up.
Well, I will.
Sydney, no, I don't want it. Sydney brings up a funny point in her. She did a funny bit last night about just Russian politics and things like that, or just politics in general. Yeah, well, yes. Russian relations, rather, and just it was very funny, and just looking at things through the through the lens of like a relationship, it's just funny. Anyways, toxic. And you,
dude, how much? Do you need more bong hits?
Oh no, I'm fine.
You want a bong hit?
Nah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that'd help much. You were already just laying down on the couch.
Well, that was just to be confrontational.
But no one told you not to.
I know.
It was
Sometimes you gotta
completely
test the market,
unprompted.
dude.
I think it's testing the waters.
Yeah, whatever.
How
You know what the fuck
capitalistic
I'm
are
at.
you, dude?
Huh.
So how-
Capitalistic?
Yeah.
I'm getting back towards that.
Yeah.
Getting back to your capitalist
Yeah,
roots.
I think so a little bit. I got a little carried away last year, dude.
With
Which
all
when
this-
Trump
Like
was in office.
sharing everything.
Well, when Trump was in office, I just got carried the fuck away, dude.
Yeah.
I went
with all this
full
hippy dippy
blown.
shit.
Well, everything was like so tense.
Full
It
lib
seemed
last
like
year.
any little
Right.
thing that was
Never
done
go
had
full
such a
libtard.
big reaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you do one little thing and then the blowback. And I'm not talking about like PC culture. I'm just talking about in general. Actions seem to have much bigger consequences when Trump was in office. In
Are you even in like your social circles? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, even in social circles.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing because consequences can be good and bad. You
I
know what
will
mean?
say
But
this: are you sure it was while Trump was in office, or was it like? Are you talking about the first half of the pandemic?
no, I'm
That
talking
was a
about the
wild
second
time.
half.
Right.
I'm talking about the last 2 years of the Obama administration when people kind of started getting real shitty. Well, they already were real shitty, but things just were getting more tense because that's when Trump started running.
Okay,
Right.
And there's a
I get
black
what you're
man
saying.
in
Yeah.
office. There's a
Yeah.
black man in
Confused when you
office.
brought
Yeah.
up Obama.
So
yeah,
there's
I was like,
no. So there's a black man in
Well, yeah.
office, and everybody's getting after him on social media, and people are getting all heated and hyped and kind of carrying each other through that whatever that
Mhm.
wave was that brought Donald Trump and put him into office.
Trump was big on the whole like Obama wasn't born here thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That was his
just
But that-
hella
at
racist
that
shit,
point-
dude.
at that point, I think Obama's criticism was past race, though. Like near the end of his term, his last term, his criticism was beyond race. It was about what he was doing, policies and economy.
What he was being criticized for.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think there was a lack of trust in him from the beginning that lays a platform for you. You
No,
can say all these
definitely.
things and say it's based on the economy, but
Right.
why did the guy who made all the racist comments about him get elected immediately afterwards?
but I'm
Right.
saying
You know.
exactly,
Yeah.
and that's them also looking for an exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying at that point, the main point of their hatred towards Obama was not so it was shaded.
Oh yeah.
It was
Okay. Yeah.
veiled.
Veiled.
It was veiled
okay.
at that
Yep.
point
Yep.
because it had started with racism, and
Yeah.
then after he gets elected a second time, it can't like you're like, well,
Yeah.
We
Now
ha- we-
for the dog whistles.
yeah,
basically.
like because
We're
we couldn't just vote like because then you couldn't not vote for him
Yeah.
because he was black,
Yeah.
and then after that it's like, all right, well, you see, we voted for him, but now look what he's done,
Yeah.
and then so now it's
I
you're
have-
like, no, I voted for the guy. I'm not racist,
Right.
but the man just can't run a economy and shit like
yeah,
that.
I had a friend who he said he's always been a lifetime conservative.
Or
right?
they're gonna say he says he's been a lifetime racist.
No.
2 years.
No, so this guy's been
racist.
conservative. You know, I do have a couple like conservative friends. He's a cool dude, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he said he goes, I was excited for Obama. I voted for him because I wanted him to be the first black president, whatever. Like I voted for him basically
Right.
because he was black and he was running. I'm like, that's your fucking problem, dude. What do you if you're gonna vote for a guy because they're black? What do you expect?
Yeah.
There's a lot more shit that he has to
Right.
take care of
Yeah,
than
There's a lot
being
of
black.
other
And you're
things
not
he's gotta meet.
y-
Yeah.
Yeah, you're ignoring all the other expectations you have,
Well, and that
and you're
was-
just throwing him away because he's black. But
that
those
was-
expectations are still there.
Yeah,
And that,
you
you
should
know,
have
you
fucking
had-
voted for McCain, you idiot.
Well, and you had Hillary running against Trump, and you had a lot of people like, I'm
First
voting
ever
for
woman,
Hillary.
and
Yeah,
he was
like,
like,
I'm
"No, I
voting
already."
for Hillary
And
just
everyone's
on
like,
the fact that
boring.
she's a woman.
No, he was like, "I already did that with that black shit."
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I'm not
We
doing
already
it with
did
a
that.
woman.
really bit me in the ass. I'm not doing it. I'm not for a woman.
And
I'm
for-
kidding.
well, that's where we stop.
That's where I draw the line. I gave black people a chance.
So, do you guys think he wins the Republican nomination
Trumpy,
if he runs again?
Jumpy Trumpy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's enough middle people that didn't like him. I think there's
Yeah, I
enough
think so, too.
on the fence people who also don't like him
Right.
for
This is-
like legitimate reasons besides like mean tweets. I think there's enough like bad around him, not just in like the PR
Right.
aspect. of
But
it,
does he
if
get
that's
the
what you wanna-
Republican nominee?
I don't
I don't
I
know.
don't
Like,
think
does he
so
get the
either.
nomination?
I don't think so
And-
because I think that
He's gonna be a
this
punk.
time it will be rationalized because we have 2 chunks of time
Yeah.
of 4 years.
Because
so
you had that experience, too.
yeah, we have the 4 years that we had with Biden, and we can say, well, he essentially did nothing.
Mhm.
But we can remember 4 years of chaos, and like, is that even worth the gamble? This guy coming in here and telling you, well, let's say that everything that that he says that he can give you
Mhm.
is true, and the wall comes up, and Mexico pays for it, and all that. Let's say all of it is true. Is that worth
Mhm.
another fucking pandemic? Racial tensions high, riots
Right.
in the
Yeah,
streets.
true.
You know what
But-
I'm saying?
The person who sees differently than you will say it was better when Trump was in office because
Mhm.
look at all this racial tension. Look at the riots in the streets. That was because Trump was leaving. That's what the person who sees opposite you would say. So they would say the chaos didn't start until Trump was leaving office.
Okay, and they would be fucking idiots. They would
No,
be
I
very
get-
fucking stupid
get it.
people.
I understand, but
And
what
I'm
they
not s- even, I,
but
I
what
don't even
but
say
what they're
this
saying
to,
right now, one second, what
Yeah.
they're saying right now is gas prices were lower when
Mhm.
Trump was in office.
Yeah, I don't care about gas prices that much.
I get it.
but
And
yeah.
so they'll say it was a better economy and more people
Mhm.
had jobs when Trump was in office.
Yeah. Yeah,
These are
I
things
mean,
I just hear said.
those
I don't
are
know
those
any
are
numbers.
actually
Well,
valid.
those were said.
those are actually valid
Those were
points.
said when people wanted to deform Obama. They were like, "Well, look at the gas prices. They're
Yeah,
really
thank-
high right now."
That's literally
There's
what
the-
thanks
you know,
Obama.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so
Yeah.
it's the I did that is the same like thanks Obama joke.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
It's just recycled every time the parties switch. you know?
Exactly.
And I want to also say I try not to even get caught up anymore in who the person is or
Mhm.
blame it on Trump or say like Trump this, Trump that. Because that is kind of silly to even do in the first place because there was a whole lot of just stuff going on.
Right.
So all I can say is that wasn't working.
Yeah.
That's it. That
No, yeah,
wasn't working,
definitely.
and we know it wasn't working because the guy got voted out of office.
Yeah.
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And so,
And then to me, so my question was, does he get the Republican nomination? And it seems that the consensus is probably not.
No,
Yeah.
because the thing you gotta remember when
Because
it
there
comes
was
to
enough-
like the party nomination,
Mm-hmm.
like I mean, personally, like last election, like we all thought like Bernie was gonna do something, you know,
Right.
He got
Yeah.
like taken out of it,
Right.
so it's obviously not like that. The nomination aspect isn't necessarily like it says it's done by like voting of the
Mhm.
people of that party, but it's obviously not. It's handpicked and stuff,
Right.
and then. So I
the
don't
scales
think
tipped for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't think they're gonna handpick Trump
Because
to
of s-
be the nominee. Like,
Right.
because it's not up to a vote; it's gonna be up to the establishment.
And
like the whole
caucuses.
thing, it's the whole thing with the
Yeah.
Trump's anti-establishment. So
Right.
why would they handpick?
And what's
You
the
I mean, you can override that though. The
Yeah.
scales are tipped. That's what
Right.
with all the stupid primary shit that both parties
yeah
do.
super delegates and
yeah,
things like that?
the scales are tipped, but that doesn't mean you can't run through them. That just
Yeah.
means that it's like being a marginalized person, for example. The scales are tipped against you or
But
something.
that
I
doesn't
don't
mean
know.
But he
So
also
I know what it's like to be black.
So he
Hot
also
take, Justin. Hot
Jeez.
take.
he also can run independently, which would probably happen if he didn't get the Republican nominee. But
Yeah.
what I was gonna say, I completely forgot because you just went on that weird shit about
Well,
being
someone's
black.
gotta do it.
Just speaking for his fellow.
Oh, but with jeez, I'm glad I found it, or else I'd be so upset with you.
The scales are tipped.
like it's a great point. No, but like the thing about us, like a party nominee, is you want to get someone from your party who is palatable to most of the country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to get the
That's
on the
the
fence
thing.
people.
You don't want to get someone who's already fringe
Mhm.
and on his way out of the party.
But do you think that he was handpicked
At
the first
beginning?
time?
No, I don't think he was handpicked.
Okay.
But also there was so many Republican nominees.
Right.
Last, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he ran against
and a lot of
you know.
bozos and boring people.
Yeah, so
he was very charismatic
I
amongst
think
those.
that rotation was more of like, let's actually sift out who would be like the better Republican in the situation, and somehow Trump got through. I just don't think that's going to happen the second time.
It just
around.
somehow managed.
Just by
Yeah. But like,
you know,
we also
just
didn't-
by Plinko.
we
because
also
by the
didn't
Plinko
know-
effect.
And also the other thing too, like, you know, my dad is a pretty big Republican, and I'm fucking not at all. But he, you know, his thing, like when they sent Republicans to run against Obama and all of that, he was like, these are all like weak candidates.
Yeah.
You know,
You
And
got to
so-
recognize a strong candidate.
So the thing was, I think that like the Republican Party was super desperate for like that strong stand up.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know what I mean? But now that
Right.
they've gotten that, now it's like, all right, let's like cleanse the palate with like
yeah.
an establishment.
That would be
in
the smart thing to
middle,
do.
you
Right.
know?
But the problem
Like you've shown power, now we need to show
yeah, now
Yeah.
you gotta-
control.
yeah.
that would be the smart thing to do, but I think the problem that allowed Trump to get in there in the first place
Mm-hmm.
is because the only thing that invigorates them now is somebody like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why you see weird ass QAnon people getting spots in Congress,
Congress.
and shit. You know,
Which is weird too, because now we're stuck just jumping between extremes.
Yeah.
Like
There's no like
it's
in the middle.
like there's and everyone keeps saying like it's the pendulum swinging the opposite way. Well, god damn it, is it ever gonna stop? Like, is it ever gonna chill out and come towards
we need
the
that
middle?
third party. Honestly, if Trump ran independent, I would maybe be happy.
Oh, I thought you were
You know
gonna
what
say
I
you would
mean?
vote for him.
No, I
You
wouldn't
think
vote for him,
think
but
it
I would.
shake things up.
It would
I would
chill out
things
the
up.
Republican Party maybe a little bit.
I think
Well,
it
I
would
think it would also
expose some
change the
things.
precedent of the two-party system a little bit.
Mm.
So if someone came in independently and got a big share of votes, that could change the balance of how we look
Mm.
at things.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
So
for
then-
future elections.
So then it begs the question: if he doesn't get the Republican nominee, does he venture out on his own? Because I think he's already
He-
talked
I
about
think
it.
if
depending-
someone
Doesn't he-
doesn't stop him,
I think it depends on who the nominee is, who the Republican nominee is, because he's either
Mhm.
going to run on his own or turn around and endorse that person and get that person a lot of
Right.
votes.
Do you know what also
Right.
happens though if he runs on his own is that pretty much anybody else can too. Like it might
Yeah, I
be smart
mean,
for an
it set-
AOC or
it sets
something
the
to go. I'm
precedent.
running.
It sets the precedent for it.
Yeah.
But I want to know what happens the first time it happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'll
That's
shake
what I'm
things
saying
up.
though is
Yeah.
that possibly another
Mhm.
person could then run independent too, and everything could be split up.
Yeah.
So
but if
Well, because what could happen? Let's say, you know, I think there's a handful of people on both sides that aren't happy with Biden and weren't happy with Trump
Right.
either.
Yeah.
And so I think if there was to be a third party and that third party was Trump, I think Trump not only would be taking from the Republican Party votes, but I think he'd also be taking from the Democratic votes because
Right.
the Democrats would, some of those like more on the fence Democrats would lean towards the Republican nominee.
yeah,
know?
that's
See,
what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is that I think that a third party may automatically invite a fourth party. That's all.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because
like
you know what I'm saying.
Like a fringe fourth.
Not even just fringe. Not even just fringe. Because if someone goes and splits the conservative side of people. So if you don't even look at it politically, just liberal conservative. Someone splits them like Trump does, goes and runs independent. Now that's an automatic win for whoever the Democrat is. However, if you're like someone who doesn't really care about the establishment so much, you could be like an AOC or somebody like that.
But AOC,
and then say, I'll run independent also. And now you actually have a chance to wrestle in this weird open space.
But way less of
like
a
chance. Power vacuum.
That's the thing. Like, because I get what you're saying with AOC.
It's like a
but I don't think AOC would is a poor example of a person.
Well, I'm just using
I know
as an
just
example.
Because it's a name. But like, I think
if Bernie ran
I say make it more chaotic and just
run
through it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what you say, but
that's because
I don't
thrive
think
in
that's
chaos,
what would happen.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's what would happen. What's more probable, if that were to happen, would the Democrats would feel more empowered then, because they know that the Republican Party is weak, and you've split their votes into two.
Do you think they're going to be all united though going into the election?
The Democrats?
Yeah. If something like that were to happen, that they would actually unite, or would someone go, "Wow, this is actually an opportunity for me"? Because it only takes one person to do that.
But I don't think they would benefit from it. I don't see the benefit for that person, because you're not benefiting, especially if within the Democratic Party, which is, I'll say, overarchingly, the liberal mindset has mostly been anti-Trump. And so you wouldn't want to somehow take votes away from the Democratic Party that could then beat Trump and the conservatives.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. It would be a risk for sure.
I would say that for the liberal.
What if you're confident?
I would say it on the other side. I
think that's why Trump hopping in as a third party would for sure pull votes away from the Democratic Party, because I just had a really fucking valid point, and now I sound like an idiot.
Just because of them not being happy with Biden?
Yeah, because if the Democratic Party is just running on the idea of running against Trump, if they're just running on that leg, you're going to have
I'm not saying running on it, but I'm saying relying on that.
Relying on like the anti-Trump, this and that, you're going to have people, there's that, like, it almost turns the Republican Party into the third party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It turns the Republican Party into that, like,
possibly
that other option.
Exactly.
That's what I really think it does.
Oh, that's yours.
It's it would change the dynamics of U.S. party politics.
Big up.
Yeah. No way of knowing really how, but it would.
I think it's needed though. Not that like.
And he is the only one that could do it, I think.
And I really like history, so I'm gonna get nerdy for a second. But like in all history, when there's change, it's not easy, and it's not a short period of time either.
Hey guys, it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah,
but if anybody can do it, Trump can do it.
No,
that's what your dad's been saying this whole time, Sammy.
Dude,
not at all. But
we've been waiting.
We've
been waiting for him.
Some sort of like. Some sort of shaking up would be a good thing. Not that like Trump is the answer to shake it up, and not that he would do anything if he did shake it up.
But sadly, he has the power.
The idea of someone powerful enough to divide a party to create a third one, I think, would be a really good thing for this country if it was like the right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, not the right, but the right way.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Because I do think you're right. Right wing. I do think you're right wing.
We really got to watch our words here.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I know what you mean, and it's necessary for change. And does it matter who it comes from? I don't think so, but you do have to recognize the power that can create that kind of division.
Yeah, like it's a powerful thing.
And we've mentioned it numerous times before. I love how he went from Johnny Depp and Amber Heard to
politics.
Politics and the nation needing change. Do we want to
talk
about
politics
kids?
all day long, dude?
I'd rather
fun.
not.
I just know surface level shit, but
What about kids?
Sure.
That's
Well,
why I said, do we
hopefully.
want to talk kids? And you're like, they're fun, but I just know.
know them surface level. I guess that is a good thing. To
Yeah,
only know kids at the surface level.
don't get any deeper, please. I think surface level is actually too deep.
It's a little too. Yeah, it is.
That's too deep already.
It is.
knowing kids plural surface level is
Yeah.
weird. One kid at surface level.
I know one kid at surface. I don't care how many kids. If you're touching kids, it's too much, Sam. And I'm gonna call
Yeah, I'm
somebody.
not at surface level with any children.
Thank you. I was gonna say.
I
you're
don't even
taking me
bathe
off the
my
books.
kids.
I don't even.
I said
'Cause
you.
it's-
I
it's
said you
weird.
don't get
Fucking
naked in
weird.
They're
this
gonna come.
house.
Twitter. They're gonna get on Twitter and they're gonna come right back around
Yeah.
on me
Right.
on that shit.
I'm like you don't even.
Yeah.
Get, you don't.
Plus,
get
my
naked
dad
in
will
this
call me
house.
gay.
Well, that's
What are you
because
doing?
have.
Bathing
That's
your
because you have a
kids? Fuck
son.
Yeah.
What are you bathing your kids, you queer? Did I grow up? Did I raise you to be a fucking pussy, washing your kids, asshole and shit? That's where he shits. Anyways, that was Justin's dad in my head. I don't know why.
No, my dad's more of a yep.
Yeah.
That's my yellow.
Yell.
Yellow. Dammer.
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 Damn
My
it,
dad
Rock.
hit himself with a
What are you
with a
washing your
hammer
boy for?
on the thumb one time. And he was like, "Dammer, Dammer, Paul,
Dammer with Dammer Paul. What the?
Dammer, Paul." He used to
Oh,
call-
Dammer Paul.
Yeah, Dammer.
He used to
God
call you
damn her.
Paul. Is that what you said?
His name's Paul.
Oh, okay.
So he'd be like, "Dammer, Paul."
Oh, talking to himself.
Yeah,
Third
Nice.
person.
Th-
Nice. Third person.
Third
dad.
person.
third person.
I grew
dad.
up with a third person kind of dad. You know?
Damn it, Paul.
Dammer Paul.
Which means that the third person dad sounds kind of like the one that your mom finally made it work with.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I guess I'll
After
take this
so
one.
many attempts.
Yeah, a third person dad. I had two. I had one dad, a really shitty stepdad, and now my mom's happy.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
I
you
got a
know?
third person dad.
Oh yeah.
All right, we can get ready to wrap this bad boy up.
Oh really? I was just getting started, dude.
Well, you came over here in your flip flops. I know it's going to be a long ride home for you. I want to get you out of not so sunny.
22 minutes and 8 seconds.
22 minutes. That's not bad.
8 seconds. I like the
Mhm.
added 8 seconds.
But I think part of the 8 seconds was also you just getting off the bike.
That's true.
and
Yeah.
figuring out.
It might
how
have been the
to
whole 8
pause.
seconds, dude. I've been out of shape as fuck lately.
Looking
He was
between
on
his
an
phone
e-bike,
and
a
we're supposed to play
Lime
basketball. We're
e-bike.
supposed to play basketball today.
Yeah.
Let's get down, homie.
Well, I gotta go. I'm going to see Rich Voss.
Yeah, but that's at what 7? 4:30.
Well, I gotta
7:30.
meet.
Sorry.
Doors
sorry.
at 7:30, gentlemen.
I
Doors
have
at 7:30.
meetings. I have business meetings.
Okay.
Look at this.
I don't know.
Something's coming. I don't know
Switch-
what. You
switch
don't
to
know,
his
dude.
camera.
I'm
Sammy B, switch to his camera. I want you to know that this is the face of someone who has business meetings today.
With tags.
I have
Go up.
business
Go
meetings.
up. The next one. It's a little bit pushed in just so you
I
can
have
get a
business
better
meetings.
view.
You never know what I'm up to, dude. I'm
I
doing
never
something
know.
big. I'm doing something big. I might run for Congress.
With that hair, I
might
would
run for
assume you're
Congress.
running
This
for
is
Congress.
well. What happened was I was riding and then the wind.
The
say,
wind.
Say yup to Chupp.
Say
Yeah.
yup to
Say
Chupp.
yup to Chupp.
2024. He's
Yep.
coming back.
Running on the platform of the
Will
comedy scene.
That's a poor
You
flat.
want a good comedy scene?
That's a
Will he
shaky
be
platform, bud.
Will he be the man that splits the Republican Party down
Exactly.
the middle?
If I'm
Creating
bored,
a power
if I'm
vacuum in
bored,
America?
dude.
I was gonna say, who is more divisive than this man?
Say yup to Chupp or Trump
Yeah.
himself? Who's more
Who's
divisive?
more divisive? All right, go hit his tag. You can follow Justin, catch him live all over, see what he's got cooking up. You can follow him on Instagram and Twitter at Chupp Daddy. That's 2 P's, 3 D's, CHUPPDADDY.
CHU with a dick at the end.
Oh, PP. I gotcha. And you can follow Sammy B behind the ones and twos. You almost had it. There we go. You can follow Sammy B on Instagram at samberlin.gotjokes. It's a period for you motherfuckers who don't know.
Yeah, and there's 2 accounts out there, so follow the one with the least amount of posts on it.
It's just got 2 for now,
2
but
for now.
we're looking to add to it.
Yeah.
And you can follow myself and the podcast on Instagram. You can follow me at _100miles, and on that's on Twitter and Instagram, and the podcast on Instagram at Where Is This Going Pod. Dude, come out to Parrots every Thursday night in Holland, 9:30. It's a great time. Comedy Night Paris Lounge, like that on Facebook. And I'm getting a YouTube URL. So I will be promoting my YouTube page even better, I think. But until then, thank you guys so much. Any last words for the folks back home?
Don't get pregnant.
Yeah, it's real risky to get pregnant right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Too soon? Too soon? Way too soon.
I
Before
think-
the law even
I
passed,
was
dude.
going to say, I think we'll let it play out. Just no one get too scared
Yeah,
yet.
just
Yeah.
hold off on those plans.
Good night.
Or lack thereof.